Hey guys, this is Clinton Jeff from UnleashThePhones.com, and this is a quick video review of the 2013 Google Nexus 7. Now last year Google came out of nowhere and announced the Nexus 7, a 7-inch Android tablet that actually did pretty well in a time when Android tablets weren't actually doing so well from other manufacturers. The good thing about the Nexus 7 was that it was affordably priced and had some decent specs. So it's no surprise that this year Google released another Nexus 7. This time made again by ASUS, as you can see from the branding right there. It looks about the same. It's a bit skinnier, but all in all the design is almost exactly the same. I did a quick unboxing so you guys know what I got with the box. The box is very colorful. It has the micro USB to USB charging cable and adapter inside. We also got the official Nexus 7 case that actually fits this very tightly and sleekly, so you can just dump it in there where you need to. And it's also very useful when you're traveling because it has a nice little pouch where you can dump other stuff like your passport or your tickets or whatever. So this has become my new travel companion, for better or for worse. Alright, so let's talk about the Nexus 7. In terms of design, like I said, it looks exactly the same. There's nothing much at the front, there's just the on-screen buttons, a lot of bezel at the top and the bottom, and a front-facing camera that you might be able to see right about there. The new Nexus 7 is a little bit thinner by 0.3 inches compared to last year's model, but still very easy to hold in one hand. That's one good thing about the 7-inch form factor. Like I said, the design isn't as nice as maybe the iPad mini, arguably. The soft touch finish, as you can see, also does attract a lot of fingerprints all around. So let's talk about what's at the front. At the front you have a 7-inch high resolution 1920 by 1200 IPS LCD. So that resolution means it's about 323 ppi, which is actually quite sharp and quite detailed out. If I zoom in and if it focuses properly, you'll be able to see that, you know, it does really look quite nice. So it is very high resolution, no complaints there, especially on a 7-inch tablet. On the give you a quick tour of what's around. On the left side, that you have no ports at all. On this side you have the 3.5mm audio jack, and you can see a little speaker grill right there. You have the camera on this side, funny location but doesn't get in the way at all. On the right side you also have the screen lock and power button, which turns the screen on and off, and a volume rocker switch, a tiny pinhole for the microphone, and at the bottom you have the micro USB charging port and another speaker grill. So the placement of the speakers means that you will be able to hear, the speakers aren't very loud, I should add, but it is good enough that you can listen to music or even a video and kind of enjoy it. It's not too bad at all. So yes, the 5 megapixel camera at the back we'll talk about later on. But in terms of hardware, the 2013 Nexus 7 is powered by a quad-core 1.5 gigahertz Snapdragon S4 Pro processor, which isn't the latest processor out there, but it's still good enough and fast enough that you will see that everything is quite fast. There's no lag at all. In terms of RAM, you have about 2 GB of RAM with an Adreno 320 GPU. Performance is very solid all around. There's no lag anywhere, as you can see. So I don't think that's an issue at all. The only disappointing thing is that there's no expandable storage. You get just 16 GB out of the box, depending on which version you get. You can get the 16 GB version or the 32 GB version of the Nexus 7. This is also the Wi-Fi only model. You do get the 4G LTE version or the 3G version, depending on where you are. Apart from that, there's also AGPS, Bluetooth 4.0, and Wi-Fi and NFC as well. So yeah, all in all, it is a very fully featured device, especially considering the price tag. Now in terms of software, being a Nexus device, you would think this has the latest version of Android. Unfortunately, for some strange reason, Google hasn't released Android 4.4 KitKat for my Nexus 7 at least. So my Nexus 7 is still running Android 4.3 Jelly Bean, which isn't too bad. It's quite fast, as you can see all around, and there is of course, a huge difference between this and the Nexus 5, which has Android KitKat going for it right now and has a much nicer UI with much bigger icons, as you can see. So hopefully Android 4.4 KitKat will come along to the Nexus 7 soon enough. But for now, I'm just going to review what we get with Android 4.3. So far, Android 4.3 brings along a couple of things like accelerated 3D graphics, Bluetooth Smart Ready, a wireless display technology support, and restricted profiles. It's a little bit complicated, so I won't go into that right now. Basically, the UI is stock Android, so you have no skin to weigh down. That's why everything's very fast, as you can see right there. Even opening up apps like the Hangouts app or even the YouTube app is really, really fast. There's nothing really new here in the UI in terms of Android as such, because we have seen the Android 4.3 UI on many devices in the last couple of months. Web browsing is really nice. The screen is great for web browsing because it's so high resolution, and you can load up a site and read text just fine. Even text, fine text appears very nicely on this, so I'm not complaining as such. You'll see my review is up on the site right now. So apart from that, the two speakers, like I said, help when you're watching video. There's no support for DivX, unfortunately, so you will have to get a third-party app to play DivX files. But apart from that, playing video is pretty okay. It looks great on that screen, especially since you can watch it at landscape. So you can take it along with you on a flight, for example, and it's portable enough that you can carry it around. Moving on to the camera, the Android 4.3 Jelly Bean camera UI is basically the same. It's kind of a little boring. There's not really much going on. It's the same thing again. You can long press to get more options like exposure or picture size, etc., scene modes and things, and switch to the front camera as well. So the UI is basically the same, nothing new, no new functionality as such compared to what we've seen before. The 5 megapixel autofocus camera does an okay job. It's not too great, especially indoors. You'll see that the pictures are okay. In bright sunlight, pictures are pretty okay and average. A decent enough quality. Color reproduction is also really good, as you can see in this picture, for example. So pictures in daytime in good lighting is pretty good. As you go to indoor lighting, you will see that there is more noise that pops up, especially since it makes the image look a lot softer than it is. So the camera is, like I said, very average. Don't expect too much. It is a tablet camera after all. Similarly for video, the video quality is exactly the same. You can record it up to 1080p high definition. Alright, so in terms of battery life, the Nexus 7 does pretty good. Last year with the Nexus 7, Google included a 4325 mAh battery. This year, Google did something very strange, or rather Asus did something very strange. They switched to a slightly smaller 3950 mAh battery with the 2013 Nexus 7. Thankfully, thanks to all the various battery optimizations in Android 4.3, you can get about 2 days worth of normal usage out of the Nexus 7 on and off. Continuously, if you were to watch a video, for example, you would get about 6 hours worth of video playback. According to Google, you can get about 9 hours of active usage on this. So to conclude, guys, the Nexus 7 is pretty much worth its price in my opinion. I don't think there is another tablet in this price segment that can top what the Nexus 7 does. It's about $230-ish for the 16GB Wi-Fi only model, which is a little bit more than last year's pricing, but I still think it's a bargain considering the specs and the performance that the Nexus 7 brings along with this price tag. Again, it's a shame that it doesn't have a Snapdragon 800 processor, but that isn't to say that the Nexus 7 isn't a great tablet at its price. Apart from that, for this price range, you really wouldn't get a really good tablet from any other well-known manufacturer. You can get maybe an okay tablet from an unknown or brand new manufacturer that might not have great servicing or might not bring the latest version of Android. when it releases. With the Nexus 7, at least you get the Google assurance that you will get the latest version of Android, and as you can see, it's really fast as well, and Google does have servicing and warranty, so it's not a big issue at all. So at the end of the day, I still think the Nexus 7 is the best value for money tablet. Definitely worth the price tag. As always guys, if you have any questions about the Nexus 7, do let me know in the comment section below, or check out our detailed review over at unleashthephones.com.